Hey guys, good morning. Rise and shine. It's time to talk Avon. I would sing a song, but well, that would be a lot more like punishment than fun, so. Good morning. If you are here, go ahead and comment so that I know that you're here. And let me send out the links. As always, this is the most boring part of the live sessions. See who's awake on the Maven page. Put my glasses on so I can see. Okay, and let me share it on the IM page too. Joe's here. Hey girl, hey. Hey girl, hey. Let's see. I know Patrice's at boot camp and Mindy's having trouble figuring out internet stuff at her location. We'll see if Helen wakes up early this morning. Laura might come. She was talking about it. Let's see who else. Erin maybe. And let's see. Maybe Mary. Maybe Michelle. Not sure about Michelle. Okay, good morning. I sort of feel like we don't have too much to talk about today in a way, but that never works out the way I plan it. Helen actually asked me to talk about the updates to advertising policies and social media and whatnot, so I'm going to do that at the end. And I actually need to get that open too while we're waiting for people to get here. Let's see. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about right off the top is new information just came out that stated that starting, I believe, June 18th, new representatives, newly appointed representatives, are not going to get invoices. They're not going to get paper invoices. They are only going to get, they're only going to have access to their invoices online. So that's kind of an important thing. Basically Avon's trying to save money on paper by not sending paper, and it falls under the we're doing our help to save the planet and use less paper initiatives. So reps, or new reps in particular, are going to have to print their own invoices. It's up in the air whether they will make that a policy for all reps or not. They kind of, they didn't say that they were, but they kind of said, we'll keep you updated if this in the future will affect all representatives. But as of right now, it's just going to be new representatives starting June 18th. So I'm assuming that means that it's representatives appointed June 18th and later. I don't know whether that affects, reps that are just recently established. I'm not really sure about that, but June 18th is the date. So some people are not going to get invoices, paper invoices, in their shipments anymore, which I find that to be a little bit interesting because, are they going to send a packing slip instead to list what is in the order? I feel like that's going to be a messy situation at the warehouse. Because a lot of things are packed manually. It's not such a sophisticated warehouse that everything is done electronically. There are people that are going to have sheets to pull things, I think. So I'm curious how that's going to go. So anyway, that's the latest changes happening. So if anybody hears any other kind of updates or any more details moving forward, especially if you're in leadership, because I don't do leadership, so I don't necessarily get all of the updates on that. If you could let me know, then I would appreciate that. Okay. Let me see if there's anything else right here. Nope. Okay. All right, so we're good to go. Let me do a quick refresh here, make sure I'm up to date. Okay. All right, so my notes are pretty slim this time, which is a really good sign. And this is the first catalog in a long time where I have gone through the catalog. I'm talking about the Campaign 17 catalog, and I have not been irritated by all of the things being discontinued. There are some things that are while supplies last, but they are really all things that you would expect to be a short-term product, a seasonal product or a limited edition product or what have you. So thumbs up for that. Okay, so I'm going to go through them. One thing I want to point out to you before we get started is part of the reason that I tell you guys that things are while supplies last is, especially if it's something that you expect to not be sold for very long, part of the reason I do that is because, sometimes we have products that are only in campaign books, like for 2 campaigns. And in all honesty, if something is only in the book for 1 or 2 campaigns, it is not the smartest item to choose to demo. So the reason I'm doing this is to try to help you guys make decisions, because you're behind me schedule-wise, about where to spend your money on demos and where not to. Because if an item is only going to be in the campaign books for 1 or 2 campaigns, in order to make your money back and make a profit on the item that you demo, because we've talked about that before, if you're going to demo an item, not only do you need to calculate how many you have to sell of that specific item in order to make your money back, but you also need to calculate how many you need to sell in order to make the profit that you want to make on it. So I'm trying to save you guys from buying demos that are not going to be as profitable for you, possibly, Hey, Michelle. Hey, girl. Hey, good morning. I'm trying to save you from spending your money on something that may not be as profitable because it's not going to be around as long. The exception to that would be, if you decide or if you can budget so that you have enough money to purchase the entire quantity that you need ahead of time. If it's only going to be in the book for 2 campaigns and you need to sell 20 of them in order to make the profit that you want, if you can afford to, if you have budgeted to buy 20 up front and sell them on your own time frame, and especially if you're going to do festivals or booths or something like that where you're going to have a table that you can put them out on anyway, then that's fine. But this way you can decide, is it even worth it for me to demo this item? Do I need to budget so that I can buy them all ahead of time and have them up front? That kind of thing. So that's why I tell you this, because I know some people are kind of like, man, I don't need you to tell me ahead of time that it's gonna be discontinued. I'll see it when I get it, or that kind of stuff. But I'm trying to help you plan ahead. So that's the whole point. Same reason that I tell you guys the lowest price ever. Sometimes there's a lot of times where you can get 2 or 3 for a better deal than what you could buy 1 at the lowest price ever. But if you're using that just to try to demo or just for yourself, it just helps you make smarter decisions. So anyway, that's what we're doing. So the campaign 17, obviously, it's going to feature the dark circle corrector, the new clinical, this new product, which is $triple. So that is obviously on the cover. But if we're going to head straight to page 11, because the first thing is a lowest price ever offer on the gel finish 7-in-1 nail enamel. So lowest price ever on those. Page 37. Let's see. Lowest price ever on the Moisture Effective Eye Makeup Remover Lotion. It's 99 cents. That is, this is like my holy grail of any product ever on the planet out there. Makeup removing lotion. I only use it for my eyes. I could use it all over the face. I just use it for my eyes, and then I use my cleanser for the rest of my face. 99 cents is the lowest they ever put it, and that's a really good item to buy in bulk if you can afford to, if you can budget for it ahead of time, for a couple of reasons. Number one, because later on down the road, it's going to be $4 in the brochure. It's going to be full price, and somebody might order it from you full price. Well, give them the 99-cent one and make a bigger profit. Give them the one that you've already bought ahead of time at a lower price and make a bigger profit on it. Still give it to them at $4. That's one thing. Another thing is that's a really good item to use as, free giveaways or a little gift with purchase, or, whatever you like to do, any kind of incentives. So anyway, if you can budget for it, if you can afford to do it, if it suits your particular business plan and your needs, then there's a good little stock up opportunity for that. Okay, on page 38, I just want to point out to you guys, not only for your customers to know, but just in case you don't know already, on page 37, the Super Shock Brights mascara, the colored mascaras that everybody's kind of excited about right now, those are limited edition. They are limited edition Summer Brights shades, and it's listed as that in the catalog. So if you didn't realize that those are limited edition and you really like them, same thing. If you want to stock up on them or something, then make sure you do it, because they're not going to be permanent colors, which is I kind of think that's a little bit of a shame, because people seem to be really excited about it. They seem to be better quality as far as pigmentation than some of the colored mascaras that we've done in the past. So we'll see what happens with that. But anyway, it is limited edition, so take advantage of it while it exists. Then we're jumping all the way back to page 103. Lowest price ever on the Fab Tees 4-pack and the lace accented tank pack. we're starting to see a lot more lowest price ever listings for clothing items than we ever really did in the past. That might be an indicator that the clothing is sticking around longer than it has in the past. You know, that they're keeping it in more campaigns than they ever did before. And so before we never saw it lowest price ever because it wasn't around long enough for that. I'm not really sure. Could be just a way to clear out the warehouse type situation. I don't really know, but I like that we're seeing more of that in those lines than we have in the past. Page 104, while supplies last on the men's memory foam loafer. And page 106, while supplies last on the crochet embroidered tunic and the one shoulder detailed top, the basket weave detailed dress, and the resort maxi dress. So everything you see on these 2 pages. Page 109, while supplies last on the Riviera Goddess toe loop sandal, which is this one down here. Oop. Gotta plug in. Okay. Page 112. While supplies last on the lace memory foam slipper, which is this one up here. Yeah, Jo says she's glad they're labeling them limited edition right from the start so that, you know, customers will stock up now and not be disappointed when they're, you know, when they're gone later on. I totally agree. I think, you know, a couple things about that. Number one, we like to know that it's not going to be here for forever, so if you want it, get it now. And that helps us as a sales rep too when you've got a customer waffling on, you know, on the fence, like, should I order now, or maybe I should wait and save my money and order it, you know, in 2 weeks. You can say, hey, they're limited edition. They only have limited quantities. They're not going to make them forever. If you think you want it, just get it now because it might be sold out next time. I can't make you any promises. So that helps us as a rep because it gives us that, you know, pushing point to get them over the edge and just make the purchase. First of all, you know, second of all, things that are limited edition, you know, if somebody is a collector, and particularly a collector of limited edition items, then, well, that makes the sale for us in that way too, right? So, you know, a lot of things, you know, when, you know, they're not going to be around very long, just all that kind of stuff. I like that they're putting that in there now. See, the more we talk and the more we gripe, the more they pay attention. You know, we hate to give them a hard time all the time, like, hey, this is not good, or you need to do this and whatever, but it helps to let them know what works and doesn't work. So, yeah, I like it too. And that's it. That's really it. There's really nothing else to tell you that is like anything special in the catalog, if you can believe that. No more while supplies lasts, no more lowest price ever. There's a lot of buy one, get one in this catalog and that kind of thing. 2 for this price, 5 for this price. There's a lot of that. But yeah, that's really it. So the CC pencils, yeah, Jo says she wishes they would have done that with the CC pencils, the concealer pencils. Would have got a few more before your color sold out. Yeah, I feel like there's, you know, kind of like the Anu the new foundation, the swirly one that they just came out with, and then said taking them off sale. I feel like there might be something we don't know with the CC pencils. And I hope that they get it straightened out and bring it back, because a lot of people are really saying that they really like those. But yeah, that seems like if that's not the case, that seems like the biggest waste of resources for them to have brought that out and then get rid of it that quickly. You know, especially with it being a CC item, which is, I don't know, it's kind of a brand in itself, right? BB creams and CC creams are kind of, their own little niche and their own little brand within a brand. So it seems like a lot of time and effort and a waste of that CC label, because now they've already done it, so now they can't come out with another CC whatever and have it take off. You know what I mean? Yeah, no discontinued bombshells. I honestly don't have any for you this time, I don't think. And of course we are, we are getting to where they're about to be the fall catalogs, and so we're, they pretty much have cleared out the warehouses, so to speak, to be ready for fourth quarter. So in a way, we should expect to not have a lot of like discontinued or a lot of filtered items anymore, but to me this is kind of an indicator that maybe they're paying attention. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm going to be on them. I'm going to be riding their butts. If they're doing things wrong. You know how I am. I tell it like it is. I tell them when they're doing things good, and I tell them when they're doing things not so good. But we have to. This is my business, our business. Everybody has different agendas, and they're struggling. So we can help. We should. Okay, so the next thing is just a little, one of our little mini catalogs. And again, if you're new, if anybody's watching this that is new to Avon, these were designed originally to use as a book that you can leave places. Like if you're going to canvass a neighborhood and you don't have any customers in that area, and you're just going to leave brochures in mailboxes or on doors, that's what these were designed for, so that you wouldn't waste all of your main catalogs that you're spending good money on with people that you don't know for sure are going to buy. And there's, they put just enough, they put kind of a little bit of everything in these, so that there's just enough in there to pique their interest, to get them interested. And then if they contact you, then you can say, well, hey, let me meet with you and I'll give you the full catalog, or you can encourage them to shop. If they're going to shop online, you can say, hey, all of the catalogs are online, so if you want to see the full collection, you can see that online. But this is designed to just give them enough idea of all the different kinds of things we sell to get them kind of hooked in, but you're not wasting $2, on somebody who you don't really know for sure if they'll buy or not, because, you're just trying to canvas. So that's what these are for. There's a little bit in these. There's a little bit of while supplies last in this one, but again, still nothing that freaked me out. So the first thing is on page 3, and it's the Diamond Duo Lip Gloss and Fragrance, which, this was last year's Christmas kind of seasonal packaging item, so that should be while supplies last. Yeah, Joe, going back to the CC discussion we were having, she says people see CC and they want to try it just because it's a CC product. Yeah, I totally agree. And now the problem is, if they launch another CC concealer, they've kind of ruined it, because people are going to be like, well, I'm not going to try that one because is it only going to be here for 2 weeks, Besides the fact that, if everybody really likes the one they are doing right now, the one they have right now, it's going to be hard for anything replacing it to beat it. But then they've kind of wasted their opportunity with the CC label, in a way, if you know what I mean. But nobody asked me. If they would just ask me, I would tell them up front. I would tell them before they make the mistake. Michelle did her first tossing ever and gained 3 new customers and 1 new rep. Yep. Use everything. Yep. And here's the thing. If you're tossing books, I would tell people, don't fill a bag with a regular brochure and a marked brochure and a little brochure and an outlet brochure and stuff it full of all of that stuff necessarily, and leave it where you don't even know if anybody's going to look at it or if they're just going to pick it up off their driveway and throw it straight in the dumpster, right? Spread them out. You know, that's 5 people that you could have reached instead of just 1 if you give each person something different. And you never know, you know, if you go back and canvass that neighborhood again later, you're going to give them something different probably the next time. If you gave them the little sales flyer last time, you're probably going to give them a marked flyer this time. You're going to give them something different. And you never know what is going to be the hook. But at the same time, reach as many people as you can when you're doing that, because you're going to go back, and you may not get them the first time. You may not get them the second time. I think that by mixing it up that way, you know, they might see the first one and be like, yeah, there's some cute things. You know, they set it aside, they never order. Then they get a different book and they go, oh, well, this one's kind of different. Oh, yeah, there's some cute things. They set it aside, they forget, they never order. But then they get a different book the next time you come around and they go, man, this has been, you know, now you're really starting to get their attention, right? And if you had just given them everything all at one time, you know, and they just set it aside, you never got the hook, and you kind of wasted all those brochures. So I don't know. I always tell people, like, spread the wealth as far as you can spread it. You know, if you're going to put money out there, you have to. You assume it's kind of money wasted, and if you put out 500 books, you're probably only going to get maybe 1 or 2 hits off of it, right? So it is a lot of money kind of wasted. But, you know, so spread it. Spread the money the best you can. Make the most value that you can out of it. Full bags with samples and everything, waste of money. Yeah. Use your old brochures. If you have a bunch. Now, I always say that the thing that a lot of people talk about, you know, use your old brochures, and I sort of feel like, don't have old brochures, right? Get rid of them, like, while they're hot. You know, I feel like if you're letting things pile up and pile up and pile up, that's a problem. If you can get old brochures, though, from your, like, district manager or if another rep or some, you know, like, take advantage of whatever you can get for free, you know. But yeah, don't put all your money into the people that you can't guarantee you're going to get your monies back on. Now, if somebody buys, like, if I put out 500 brochures and then I get somebody buy from it, and maybe they order, you know, through my website, and their address is in there. I mean, I know which person it was, right? So the next time when I go back to that house, I'm going to leave them some samples. I might put a little card in there that says, thank you so much for your order. You know, like, let them know that you noticed they purchased, and reward them for it, and then give them even more to buy from, right? But yeah, how great would it be if Avon used the Maven group that way and let us weigh in on product ideas before they waste their resources? Girl, you know it. And that's why I'm vocal in there. You know, that's why I give them a high five when they do something good, and that's why I tear them a new one when they don't. Because, you know, I'm going to take full advantage of having their attention. Because they need to know, you know, and especially, yeah, they need to know, and especially when things are questionable, or especially, I mean, we honestly, Avon honestly has their management team from top to bottom all new. Everybody's new, you know, and even some of the people that are kind of working their way up, they're still relatively new in the grand scheme of things. You know, I really don't think that there's anybody in the management team that has been with Avon longer than I have as a rep. And I'm not even, you know, I'm middle of the road when it comes to rep average time as a rep for, you know, there's people on the Maven page that have been there longer than I have. And And so I always speak up, especially when I see them making the same mistakes that we went through. We already went through that. We already know that that did not work. I'm going to tell them, because the truth is they're just young. It's a young management team. And even our CEO, who has a lot of business experience, she does not have a lot of business experience in direct selling. You know, she has a lot of business experience with the company who creates products for retail purposes, for, you know, that type of sales, but not with direct sales. And it's it's entirely different. It is apples to oranges. And so when I see decisions being made that I know are made that make sense in a retail setting but do not make sense with direct sales, I'm going to say it. Like, time out. This will not work. And here's why. Been there, done that. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I tell them. Michelle gets all her old brochures from the district office. Yeah, some district managers are really good about that. Like, I don't know if they buy them. You know, a lot of things have changed for the district managers. You know, they used to have budgets for buying demos and for just, you know, having all kinds of stuff that they would buy, and some of them would buy extra brochures to give to their teams, and some of them would buy extra brochures to help with leadership. And so but they're all different. So if you can get them, you know, if you've never asked your district manager what she does or how she handles it, ask, because they're all different. So because it's so much money when you start going crazy on samples. Yeah, samples, you really have to be smart with samples, because you got to know your customer when you're talking about samples. Because look, if I have a customer who, let me give you this example, because I do have a customer. She loves body lotions and things like that smell good, but she will not wear perfume. She feels like she's got one arm that the chemistry is a little bit different on that arm than the other arm. And when she samples a perfume on that arm, it smells one way, and when she samples it on her other arm, it smells a different way. Her focus, though, is on the arm that smells off. It's not on the rest of her body that smells good. And I've showed her how to do it in the hair instead of on the skin. I've showed her ways to layer. I've showed her, you know, she can do it on her clothes instead of, she just a long time ago decided that she couldn't use perfume, and that you're just not going to be able to get it into her head that she actually can. And so I am not going to waste perfume samples, even though she's an excellent customer and I give her a lot of samples, you know, 2 or 3 every time. I'm not going to give her perfume samples because I'm wasting my time. And, you know, she's not going to do anything with it. I'm going to give her other samples. Now, I might give her perfume samples if I know she's going to pass them on to somebody else, because I could reach another customer that way. But I'm not going to waste my money. I'm also not going to give samples if I'm not making enough money to pay for samples. I can't. I just can't. I would be smarter in that case to leave the samples alone and buy one demo, because with one demo, you know, I can reach 100 people with, or more, with a single bottle of perfume than I can with, you know, a pack of 10 Liquid Touch samples, right? So you got to be smart about your samples. Don't buy them if you can't afford them. Don't buy them if you don't budget for them. Give the ones that make, like, if I already have a new customer who's already buying the new skincare, and it's the high-end skincare and she does the full regimen, I'm not going to give her a sample of a new skincare and waste my sample. She's already a full customer. I'm going to save that sample for somebody who's not using skincare yet and try to get them in, or who is using the Elements line, and try to get them to see that the new line is really, you know, a better use of their money. The Elements line is an excellent line, but the new line is the next level up, right? So I'm going to use my sample with them to try to get them onto the higher end cream. Yeah, look, ask other reps for any extra brochures. Right. Well, I've had people before in my district who mistakenly, like, they meant to order like 10 packs of brochures, and they mistakenly typed in 100 instead of 10. And they just didn't want to go through the hassle of sending it back, but they didn't want the brochures, and they just gave them away, which I think is crazy. They were just like, they just took it as a loss. But hey, I'm not gonna talk them out of it, right? I'm gonna take the brochures and run, you know. I'm not gonna judge how they handle their business, but I'm gonna make it work for mine, right? So that's happened with me before, where I've gotten brochures that way. Michelle has a district Facebook group and her own group for her team. So she got a bunch of brochures from another rep because the other rep had been sick and just doesn't want to toss them canvas. Yeah. It happens. All right. So anyway, we got off on a bunch of tangents there, but that's okay. We got time today. So anyway, while supplies last on the Christmas packaging, rare diamonds and lip gloss. So we know that. All right, page 13. This is kind of weird, but while supplies last, this is on a new Day Revitalizing Cream, the SPF 25, the minis. Okay, so yeah. The Night Revitalizing Cream is not listed as while supplies last. Just the day, and we're just talking minis. So, a little weird, but anyway, it's listed there, so I thought I would tell you. Okay, page 18. While supplies last on the asymmetrical dress. I think we've talked about that before. That's this one, the pink one. Page 23. While supplies last on the Ultimate T-Strap Sandal. Which is this one up here. Page 24. While supplies last, on everything on page 24 is while supplies last. So it includes the Riviera Goddess bag set, the colorful chic handbags, the chain link satchel, and the chic trapezoid handbag. So all of that. And that's it for that one. Then the next thing is that there is a flyer. This is basically like a skincare, flyer. This is just pretty much all like the sets, where they have like the full size and you try them all for one price, kind of like the box sets. And they're different. They have a couple different ones in there. One for every type. They have a few options. They're basically all listed as while supplies last. But, that's kind of an obvious thing because they don't do the kits that often. So these are a good stock-up time, though, for your customers that do the full regimen. So if you want to help a customer, they're also giving away a free, like they get a little free sample with any purchase from the brochure. Here's what I don't like about it, though. It's the trial size is the Skin Invincible Multi-Shield Lotion, the broad spectrum. Why do I want to give something, like, if I have a customer who uses the entire regimen of something already, why do I want to confuse them by letting them sample? Not only is it another regimen that's just in competition with the regimen they're already doing, but it's a regimen that has fewer products in it. We only have the Skin Invincible line is not a full line like the other new lines. So I think that's a little, like, not the smartest idea. But again, they didn't ask me, so they should have asked me. I would have told them, give them a sample of, like, give them a little rollerball perfume instead and get them hooked on the perfumes, or give them a lip gloss instead and get them into the makeup line. Give them something from a different product line that they aren't already using the full program of, right? They didn't ask me. So there's that. The outlet book, there's nothing in the outlet book that surprised me at all, but I am going to show it to you. It actually is featuring the empowerment necklace, which is kind of nice. You know, this is heavy on a lot of clothing. There's Mark. You know, we know we're getting rid of Mark, so there's a lot of Mark stuff in here. I mean, the whole the I'm Mark line and all that stuff that we are sad is leaving. Okay, and then the preferred preview opportunity is out for the Vitali. This is the pink one that's going to be replacing the blue, basically replacing the blue line. This is going to be confusing to your customers because the Vitali, they don't give an age range for it. I would have liked to have seen them say, hey, this is for like 20 and up or something like that, because all of our other lines are based on an age range and the issues that you have for, you know, you tend to have in particular age ranges. Maybe they will, and they just haven't shown that in any of the correspondence regarding it yet. Because the last time when we mentioned this, people were asking specifics about the products, and they hadn't given any specifics yet about what the product does. They still don't really in the preferred preview. All they say is, see your skin in a new light. 9 out of 10 women showed improved clarity and more even skin tone. Recaptures the look of youthful, glowing, even skin tone. Recaptures the look of youthful, glowing, even tone skin in just 1 week, is what it says. Let me check Facebook and make sure that's not somebody asking a question. Dawn's here. She's watching. We can't figure out how to post and watch at the same time. Uh-oh. I don't know either, Dawn. Are you on your cell phone? Because I know that on your cell phone, you have to be watching it through, like, on the internet, directly on the internet, in order to be able to comment while you watch. If you're doing it through the app, it won't let you comment. Other than that, that's all I know. Yeah, Vitali is replacing Rejuvenate. I say replacing in quotations because they really haven't specifically said that. They just have kind of alluded to it, you know, and it's basically, I mean, it's pink, so they're trying to attract, like, you know, I mean, that's like a 20-something color, right? They're trying to attract the younger crowd with that. So really not a whole lot of information yet. But let me tell you about the preview, though. It's the new Vitali Day Cream. The intro special is going to be $24.99. It'll be $28 full price. It does have a broad spectrum SPF 25. Then it also includes the Vitali Night Cream, which will intro at $24.99. It's going to be $28 as well. And it has the Vitali Eye Gel Cream, which is going to intro at $19.99 and is going to be $25. You're also going to get 15 samples, which is a $9 value. There's going to be the packs of 5, and you're going to get the day cream, the night cream, and the eye cream. So you're basically going to get a box of samples for each of those 3 products, and there's 5 samples in the boxes. Total value is $90. President's Club and above, you're going to get 50% earnings. Your cost is going to be $34.99. Your award sales would be $69.97. So you are getting full award sales for it, so that's different, new. Everybody else, if you're not President's Club yet, you're only going to get 45% earnings, which is good. It's 45 is better than 40 still. So your cost is going to be $38.48, and your award sales are going to be $69.97. So if you haven't signed up for Preferred Preview, you have to opt into the program, and you do that on youravon.com. And then I think it's 4 times a year, right, that they have these, and they'll send you a flyer ahead of time, and they'll say, hey, it says, hey, if you're already opted in, if you want to participate in this, do nothing. We're just going to send it to you and bill you for it. If you decide you don't want this one, you have to call in and say you don't want this particular one. So that's the deal with that. Let me see who's. I think I'm getting questions here on Facebook. Bear with me here just a second. Okay, Dawn's listening there. Yeah, Dawn, participate. Like, this is like free, open conversation. We just chat about whatever we want to chat about. Throw out, comment, and put out your own tips if you have tips about what we're talking about. And we just kind of we just go through the brochures, the Campaign 17 brochures, and the Campaign 19 What's New. You know, I tell you what's being discontinued and what's going to be lowest price ever and all that kind of thing. And that way you can plan ahead. You can plan your demos far ahead. You can plan your purchases far ahead, that kind of thing. Laura says her manager said the new products are not having the age. You just have to take the test on the eye to see what your customer will need. So Laura's her manager suggested to her, because they're not doing the age discretion, or the age, not discretion, the age, they're not defining the lines by age, to use the eye, you know, the little eye tester. You could buy those samples and see where they fall in the regimen, like how much eye wrinkles they have, and that kind of leans you the direction that they should go. And never stick to, even though the new products are the ones that we already have out, even though they have the age ranges on them, always listen to what your customer is saying about what their particular problems are, because, you know, everybody is not the same. I mean, we know in general what happens to the face as you age, and we know kind of in general what the majority of people in a certain age range deal with. You know, like younger, you know, we know younger kids, their faces are oilier than, you know, a grown woman in a lot of cases. We know these kind of things, but no two people are the same. And so, you know, if you've got a customer who is in her 70s who is telling you that her, you know, she has problems with having an oily face, she's going to need something for, you know, one of the younger categories. She's probably not going to need the heaviest creams, right? So still listen to what they're saying. But if they really don't know and they really are just trying to figure it out, a good way to start is to use that age category and say, well, you know, you're in the 50 age range, so we're going to start with the gold bottles, and we'll see how they do, and then we'll kind of tweak it from there. Because you might have a lot of customers who use, you know, one thing from one product category and another, you know, like they use the night cream from one, but the day cream from another, and the eye cream from another, because that's just what works for them. So, you know, they can use the full regimen without it being the full regimen for the particular line too. So, oh, Patrice just got home from boot camp, so she's gonna have to. She'll either join us or watch it as the replay to get caught up from the beginning. Okay, so laptop says safety mode has hidden comments for this video. Show hidden comments. Yeah, show the hidden comments, Dawn. Click on that, because it tries, the computer's set up to kind of try to eliminate what they think is spam. But yeah, show the hidden comments, because then you can kind of follow along how everybody's talking together. All right, so that's the preferred preview that's coming out. So if you're interested in this and you haven't opted into preferred preview program, you need to make sure you do that, because otherwise you won't get a chance to do this if you want to. And it does look like it's giving, well, I guess that's not full award sales. Full award sales would be $90. I said before it looked like it was giving full award sales. It's not, because the total value would be, well, yeah, it's not, because the total value, it says total value $90. If you subtract $9 from that, that's $81. So if you were getting full award sales, on full price, well, yeah, actually it is. It's intro price full award sales. So yeah, so that's good. We don't always get full award sales on stuff like this. So sorry, did you follow that? Did you follow my verbal, my brain processing information out loud? Okay. Before we get into the what's new, there's a couple things I want to tell you. Well, there's one more thing I want to tell you, just because I forgot before. If you watched, I think the last one, I was trying to remember, there was something about leadership I wanted to tell you guys, and I could not remember for the life of me what it was. And you probably know it by now, but it was just, I just wanted to tell you anyway, because I did remember what it was, so I didn't want you to think you were missing out on information. I just wanted to tell you that they decided that the kits that the new reps can order will now kind of apply to their order size, their total order, so you kind of get credit for them selling that stuff, versus they weren't giving them credit for that towards their order before. And so if they ordered that and they're trying, you know, if they're trying to have a $150 order and they ordered a $50 kit and $100 of stuff they're selling, they weren't hitting $150 because the kit wasn't counting. Well, now the kit counts. So anyway, that was what it was, and the information was out there, so you probably know that already by now. Hopefully you know that already by now. If you don't, if you're in leadership and you didn't know that already by now, then give your managers and your upline a hard time for not communicating well enough with you. All right, what's new? Here's what the what's new looks like, and on the front there's a great big new mascara. Dawn says when she clicks on it, we go away, so by the time she gets back, we're on to something else. Dag darn it. If anybody knows a way that Dawn can get around that, I don't know what else to do. Every now and then there is lag for me, so every now and then I have to refresh my screen, because sometimes your comments get stuck and they stop showing up for me, so I have to refresh and see the new comments. So you might just need to refresh sometimes. That's the only other thing I know to tell you. Yeah, I hope the Vitality is a good replacement for Rejuvenate. I hope so too. I guess we'll find out. One thing, the other thing I wanted to tell you about that is, if you'll notice, here's the thing you need to be careful of. It's cheaper than the other new products, right? Than a lot of them. $28 is cheaper than $32 and $30 whatever, which is what a lot of the other ones are. So you're going to have to watch your customers, because there's going to be some of them who will think that it's going to be a good idea to change to this line because it's cheaper. And maybe it is. Maybe, I mean, I can pretty much use anything. So for somebody like me, if I was using the gold line and I switched to the pink line, it's really not going to make a big difference. Some of them, that change is going to make them unhappy. And then they're going to be unhappy, and then they're going to blame it on Avon products instead of saying, oh, you know what, I'm not using the right thing for my skin. Oh, it changes pages altogether. Whoa. I don't know about that, Dawn. Sorry. If anybody knows what's happening for Dawn, put it in the comments. Maybe we can figure it out. Michelle had the same problem, Dawn. She said you might have to sign out and sign back in. Or you might just be glitching this one time and it might be better next time. Yeah, Michelle got it at the PC Gala, the new mascara. Yeah, so anyway, just be careful with the pricing difference on this, because things can happen. Things might happen with your customers, or if you know for sure, like if a customer is trying to switch to that because it's a little bit cheaper and you know for sure that that is not going to work for them, just be diligent about explaining to them, look, I really think that would be a mistake for you, and here's why. You know, it doesn't do this, this, and this, and you really need that for your skin. Okay, that kind of stuff, just be careful with that. Could cause you a few problems in your earnings statement. You know what I mean? Okay, so the new mascara is 24-hour explosive volume. Big and daring volume mascara is what it's called. And it's going to be in blackest black, black, and brown black. No clumps, no smudges, no flakes. A dynamite wire brush, it says. Curved brush with multi-level patented bristles combs through and captures every lash while sculpting and filling in gaps. Together with the formula, the result is explosive volume from root to tip. Lash build technology. You know how we always like to learn our catchphrases, and here lately everybody, it's always something, something technology. Lash build technology. That's part of your pitch. Anytime you're selling a product, you want to have three bonus points to it. 3 sales points. Lash build technology could be one of your sales points. Plumping, complex, and innovative cream gel formula delivers 5 times the volume in a clump-free, smudge-free, flake-free build. That's what lash build technology means. So here's some bullet points right there. No clumps, no smudges, no flakes. The wire brush could be a bullet point. The lash build technology could be a bullet point. The specifics on the lash build technology could be bullet points. Sorry guys, my Facebook is making my phone blow up. The comments on Facebook are coming to my phone. Okay. So let me show you the brush. Yeah. Can you see it? The brush head, it's kind of like a curvy, kind of thick and curvy, fat in the middle. Similar shape to kind of, you know, just a curved shape, kind of the way old mascara used to be back in the day anyway. But the brush, when you see the brush bristles up close, you'll see that they are, it looks like it's full of bristles from top to bottom. So that'll be how it's different. Now, here's what you're going to have to budget for, because in campaign 18, no, for campaign 17, there's the big stock up opportunity for a new clinical, the absolute even, the new eye stuff, right? And it's $triple and all that stuff. Well, this is going to be $triple too. So that's 2 really close together that you're going to need to really budget for. You're going to have to really think that through. So, you know, think about your money, think about your budget, think about awards points, where are you trying to hit. These are a great way to get to President's Club, because, you know, you can order like 5 sets and that gives you like $1,000 worth of points, that kind of thing. But at the same time, you got to pay for it, and then you got to sell it to get your money back. So be smart about it. And with these 2 being really close together, think about your customers. What do you know you can sell the most of? You know, if you can sell more mascaras than you can sell the eye creams, then go for the mascara. Put your focus on the mascara if you have to choose, or vice versa. Mascara is cheaper, so maybe it would be easier for you to reel in new customers by selling them mascara than to reel in a new customer by selling them, you know, a more expensive eye cream. If you have more skincare customers, or if that's really your focus in your business, trying to get people's skin nice first and then sell them other stuff later, then focus on the eye cream, because that's going to make more sense for your business and how you have it set up. If you can afford to do both and you're trying to get to a PRP level, a President's Club level, do both. If you don't need to get any higher, or then don't worry about it. If you're not trying to get to President's Club, or you're not trying to get to the next level or whatever, and neither one of these makes sense to you or would benefit you really in any way, then don't spend your money on it, right? Sorry guys, I haven't eaten yet today. You guys might hear my stomach growling. I'm a little hungry. Sometimes you can earn more money on these than you could just selling them out of the brochure, so that might be something you need to think about too. Just think about it, because it's two of these really close together. So in either way, they're going to bill you for it one way or another. So let's talk about the beauty power play that they're having with it. Earn triple dollars in award sales. This includes all Big and Daring Volume Mascara Advance Order Packs, which we're going to talk about here in a minute, plus all the Big and Daring Volume Mascara brochure units sold from the Campaign 19 brochure with no back orders. So during your Campaign 19 only, you can't back order it. Like when you hit Campaign 20, you're done. You can't back order it from Campaign 19 and still get triple dollars. But you guys know that they have changed, so if somebody orders it through your website, you'll get triple dollars for that too. So thumbs up for that. Okay, so here's the example they give. In Campaign 19, when a customer buys this mascara for $6.99, you will get $20.97 in award sales. Sell it to 10 customers and you'll get $209.70 in award sales. Okay, and I should tell you, it's going to intro for $6.99. It's going to be $9, so that's a little pricey for mascara. You can demo just one of them for $4.19. I mean, or 3, or however many demos you normally get. You can just get the individual demos for $4.19. But there's an advance order opportunity where you're going to get the 6-piece Big and Daring Volume Mascara Pack. $54 value. It's going to include 3 black, 2 blackest black, and 1 brown black. Okay, so you get a variety of the shades. For President's Club and above, you're going to earn over 45%. Your cost for a pack would be $23. You earn $18.94. The regular award sales would be $41.94, but because it's triple dollar award sales, you would actually get triple dollars. You get the award sales for $125.82. That's for 1 pack. So all other representatives, if you earn over, if you're not President's Club yet, you earn over 40% on it. So if you're President's Club, you're going to get 45%. If you're everybody else and you do the pack, you get 40%. So your cost is going to be $25. You're going to earn $16.94 if you sell them at the Campaign 19 brochure price. Okay. Regular award sales would be $41.94, but because they're doing triple dollars, and if you order this pack, you'll get $125.82 in credit towards your award sales. No limit, so you can order as many as you want. Delayed billing. So you're going to be able to order as many quantities as you want during Campaign 17 and Campaign 18 from the What's New. You're going to be billed for them, though, in your Campaign 19. You're going to pay for them with your Campaign 20 order. The Campaign 19 brochure price counts towards award sales and earnings level. Your cost pack price will be used to calculate your leadership bonus earnings if purchased by a member of your downline and orders paid in full. All units count towards your credit limit. You may be required to pay an additional deposit based on your account's balance and credit limit. So let's see if there's anything else, any other tricky things that you need to know. So if your credit limit with Avon is not the best credit limit, that's where a lot of you have to really think about that, because you're going to have to pay them in advance for it before they'll ship it to you, possibly. So, I mean, if you think about that, let's see. If you order 8 packs of these, that gives you $1,000 in award sales credit. But that means you got a lot of mascara you got to sell to make your money back, right? So think through that. Yeah, Don, if you're having problems, if it's listed with the safety mode, that's either a setting that you have with your computer or that's one of your YouTube settings specifically that you'll have to change, probably. All right. So there's also some QR code stuff in there with some video-related things having to do with Lauren Anderson and whatnot. Next thing I want to show you is there are going to be some True Color technology products coming out, right? The Ultra Color stuff. There's the Ultra Color Bold Lipstick. And I'm just going to show you briefly because it's just basically a handful of specific colors that are apparently specifically bold. Something like this probably will not be around for a very long time. They're not saying that it's limited edition, but a lot of times things like this are around for a year or so and then they're gone. You know, don't hold me verbatim because we never really know for sure, but just as a little heads up. Oddly enough, they're doing some limited edition nail art design strips, which I think is really strange because it seems like they're discontinuing that line, at least according to the last brochure where it had them listed all as while supplies last. So I think that's a little weird, but they are going to have two limited edition designs. And a nail caddy if you need something to store a couple of nail polishes in. It's not a very big caddy, so this is for somebody who is not a beauty junkie or just for a small little display that you could use somewhere. Let's see, what else do I want to tell you about? Okay, here's something that I find a little strange as well. They're coming out with a new product for the Elements line. It's the Avon Elements Youth Restoring Multi-Purpose Lotion and Serum with Broad Spectrum SPF 20. I'm not going to go into details about it. I just wanted to mention it because, you know, they're cutting all of these skincare products because we have so many. We have too many and it's too confusing because they crank out 2 or 3 every year and it's just too many and nobody knew what to use with what and what goes over what goes under what, and you know, it was just too much. But they're introducing yet another product in the Elements line. It's like, okay, we're going to cut them out of the new line, but then we just can't stop. They're just addicted to creating skincare products. They just can't stop. So they're going to stop doing it in the new line, but now they're going to, you know, make the Elements line confusing. Are they new colors? Looks like some of the colors are already available. The colors are, I'm not positive about that, but if you want to look while we're here, the colors are High Def Plum, Bold Bordeaux, Fearless Fuchsia, Coral Burst, Pink Punch, Ruby Shock, Magenta Flash, and Power Plum are the lip colors. None of those right off the top are jumping out at me as names that, you know, are like, oh yeah, we already have that, we already have that. But oh, I should mention to you, it says they're a satin finish. So I'm not positive about that. But you could probably search a couple of those names really quick and see if it matches up with anything we've already got. But anyway, yeah, so a new product going into the Elements line, which I think is a little bit confusing because It's a lotion plus a serum. Generally, a serum, I would say, okay, well, they put the serum on before they put on their lotion or their night cream. But this is a lotion plus a serum. Well, we already have a day lotion, and we already have a day cream. So do they choose the day lotion or the day cream or the day lotion plus the serum? See where I'm going with this? Starting to get a little confusing, right? So really study up on this product and figure out where it's going to make sense for your customers. If some of them should replace what they're using with it, or if some of them should add it in, or what. Definitely new color names. Yeah, I thought they were, but you know, my brain can only store so much, so sometimes I have to look stuff up. For sure. Yeah. I'm forgetful. Okay, so there's some new things for the kids, the Naturals kids, which I won't go into detail about, but a detangling brush, which I would be interested in for myself. Some little wipes, a styling gel, so those are cute. There's going to be some limited edition scents for the Naturals line. I'll just tell you the scents. One of them is fresh orchard apple, and the other one is sugar and walnut. And there is going to be a bubble bath in those fragrances too. So, and it's actually not they're not offering the full Naturals line. They're not offering the body spray, which I think is weird. It's just showing the shower gel, the bubble bath, and the body lotion. So maybe they're only letting us demo those items, or maybe they're not just not doing the full line, which that's weird. I'm way more interested in a body. If I have to pick one product from a line based on scent, I'm going to get the body spray every time. So I think it's kind of weird that they wouldn't have the body spray. It's either going to be body spray or lotion, usually. But they didn't ask me. The lotion is available, by the way, but I don't see the body spray. Some new houseware stuff. I will tell you they're doing like an apple peeler type thing, which is very similar to like the old school, like the Pampered Chef. You know, if you know Pampered Chef, it's similar to that, which I think is cool. I mean, those have been around for a long time, but some new fine jewelry stuff. They're doing some diamond earrings. I'll show you this, a coat for Mark, and then there's another demo opportunity for that scarf that we saw last time. But check out the coat; that's pretty sweet. Sweet. There's some more scents and candles, and there is going to be an opportunity to buy a little sample pack of the scents, of the new scents for the candles, for $1.25. So that's a pretty good idea if you want to carry those around and let people smell them so they can decide what candle scent they like. That would be a nice little, it's basically a little wax pod. So if somebody has a warmer, that'd be a cute little sample to stick down in their bag. But I would I would at least, if you're trying to decide how to spend your money or how to use it, and you've only got $1 or $2 to spend, just buy the set for $1.25 and just carry them with you and let everybody smell the 4 that you have. They didn't ask Michelle either. Daggone it! What are they thinking? Not asking the people who know the answer, right? Yeah, and the lotion and body sprays. You're right. Those are the best things to sample. I mean, you could sample a bubble bath. But if you're going to sample a bubble bath, then you're going to have to buy the little containers to pour it into, and blah. Same thing with shower gel. Buy the little container to pour it into. So, yeah. Anyway. Whatevs. They didn't ask me. That was their first mistake. Not asking. You guys know that Cushion Walk, they're new and improving Cushion Walk. So I hope it really is. I hope it's better, because I love the Cushion Walk. I mean, I love it the way that it is. So hopefully it's better. A lot of shoe action because of the Cushion Walk change. I don't know. Do you guys want to see some shoe action, a little shoe porn? Or do you want to save it to be surprised? Because I'll save it so you can be surprised later if you want. But if you want to see now, if you can't wait, I'll show you. Or I'll give you a 3, 2, 1 countdown, so if you don't want to see, you can close your eyes until I'm done. They are showing some of these are tools that we always have available to us, but if you have a new rep who doesn't know they're available in your downline, or if you don't know they're available, they're talking about the jewelry cleaner and the care cloths and the ring sizers and the earring clip converters where you can convert a pierced earring to a clip earring for customers that don't have their ears pierced. So there's a little, they're just kind of giving it a little sidebar feature for those products. They're not giving them to us cheaper or anything like that, but whatevs. It's good to remember that they exist, right? There's Mark jewelry. There's a really sweet pair of Mark shoes too. Couple of pairs. You know how Mark is. We always like the Mark stuff, right? So a lot of clothes and jewelry. There are a pair of shoes. I am going to show you these pair of shoes because we've been doing a lot of this lately. And if you're a beauty and fashion, know-it-all addict, obsessor, like I am, everybody's saying they want to see it. They want to see it. Okay, I'll show you. I'll give you a 3, 2, 1 countdown when I get back to it. So if you're familiar with the Valentino Rock Stud shoes, you know that we have been doing a lot of versions of those. We did the sandals, the pink sandals in the Mark line, and we are continuing it with what we're calling the Point the Way heels, which look very, very similar to a Rock Stud right here. The difference would be that, like, the Rock Stud is not going to have this back portion, the Valentinos. They don't have that back heel section. And this cross strap here on the Valentinos goes more down, and it hits right at the middle of the arch. So it is a little bit different. And I will say, just for the fashionistas, or if you're not quite sure how to style these, having this cross strap up here be so almost parallel to the ground can cut your leg off a little bit. Can make your leg look a little bit short and stumpy. So if you're helping somebody to style that, if you're helping them decide what they would wear that with, just keep that in mind. Or if you have somebody with particularly short and stumpy legs already, or who feels that about their legs, this might not be the best option for them. But those are pretty freaking sweet shoes, I think. I mean, I love the Valentino Rock Studs. So there is that. I just wanted to point that out because, too, you should know what the high-end brands, what the high-end styles are. Because if you have somebody who really knows fashion and you're trying to sell them fashion and you don't even know what this ties back to, then you're not going to sell them anything because they're going to be like, this girl does not know a daggone thing about fashion, so I am not taking her advice, period, at all, right? Gotta know that kind of stuff. Okay, so, all right, here comes your little shoe porn. Get ready for it. Well, first of all, there's these loafers, and I really don't care for these. We always have the loafers. I really don't. But to each his own. If you love them, you just love right on them. They're just not for me. But here's the ones that I like. All right, you ready? Close your eyes if you don't want to see them. Dun dun dun. I need, like, somebody have any, like, cheesy 70s. We need some cheesy 70s porn music, don't we? All right. Okay, so that just totally happened. And let me show you, there's another pair, the Mark ones that are cute. It's called the Multimedia Mixed Booty. They're right here. Like the kitten heel, though, would look good with skinny jeans. Yeah. Skinny jeans, totally. leggings would look really cute. It would look really cute too with like an A-line skirt, like a 50s or 60s style skirt that hits at the knee just at the right place. They just would have to be careful about where their dresses hit, you know, on the leg, because it could, if their dress hits right where their calf is the widest, and then you kind of cut the rest of the leg off with that strap, the visual line, you're going to have a problem. Yeah. Oh, here's some boots. These are Mark boots. And buys loafers in every color. You know, some people love the loafers, and I'm okay with a loafer. Well, no, I'm not. I'm really not. No, I do like a rounded toe penny loafer, and I love that style on men. Love it. But I don't know. For me, I feel like it makes me look older than I am. I mean, I'm old, but you know, if I can be in candlelight and trick somebody into thinking I'm 30 instead of about to be 40, then I'm going to go for it. But then if I'm wearing my penny loafers, I'm not going to get away with it. Okay, so a lot of good Mark stuff. They have some really cute long necklaces, a charm bracelet I'm totally digging, a really cute blooms dress. I mean, bags are thumbs up on the bags, you know. Just there's some good stuff with the Mark. Skirt, yep, definitely with skirt. Okay, then they're coming out with some slippers for the breast cancer crusade. So that's good to know. It's going to be a $2.40 donation when it comes right down to it. And this is pretty awesome. With the launch of the Vitali coming in Campaign 21, they have a thing back here that says, help us achieve our $1 million donation goal. We will donate $5 to the Avon Breast Cancer Crusade with every a new Vitali day or night cream purchase. Up to $1 million in Campaign 21 and 22 only. And then they're saying, you know, go to your meetings to get more information, get some advanced units, your Campaign 18 sales meeting. You can get 5 free samples of the Vitali Day Cream, and you can commit to a ship direct opportunity there. And in your Campaign 20 sales meeting, you can get some instant delivery quantities. So that's pretty cool. They're going to take some of the profits from the Vitali and put that towards the Breast Cancer Crusade too. $5 up to $1 million. Michelle is addicted to bags. Me too, Michelle. Me too. I mean, is there a such thing as too many shoes and bags? I'm going to have to go with no on that. Gonna have to go with no. And then there's going to be a preferred preview. You guys might have seen or heard some talk about the new perfume that's coming out in cologne, the Avon Luck, which has the what's her name, the tennis player that's going to be the face of it, Sharapova or somebody like that. I forget. Anyway, so there is going to be a preferred preview program that's going to be coming coming out soon. You can get up to 50% savings with it. The new perfume is going to be out in Campaign 24. So make sure, if you're interested in the preferred preview programs, that you sign up by Campaign 17 to be able to participate in the Luck one. And that's the for her and the for him, if you want to see that. All right, so that's that. Now, I was sent a message specifically asked to talk about the social media and advertising updates. Maria Sharapova, yeah. You know what? I have to say, I forget names all the time. I actually did have it right, but I just didn't want to say it because I felt like it would probably be wrong because I usually always get names wrong. Plus, I don't follow tennis either, so unless besides people in advertising campaigns, that's if they're not in some kind of advertising campaign, there's a good chance I might not know their name if they play tennis or golf. I'm just saying. And I love sports, but those two I just don't follow. Okay, so I'm going to let you guys decide really how you want to do it or ask whatever kind of questions you want to ask with regards to the updates on the advertising. I mean, it's all there for you to read. And I feel like it's pretty clear there are some things that they still haven't worded right, and, you know, because they didn't ask us. So there's that. I feel like it's pretty clear, but I feel like to me it's pretty clear because I've followed the evolution of it for so long that maybe that's why to me I'm not really super concerned about it. So I want you guys to feel comfortable asking whatever questions you want to about it. If you don't know, there's not a bad question when it comes to this. Michelle says, good selling point on the Vitali. Opportunity for new customers and a younger demographic in her area. Yep. Yeah. I know the whole thing, like, are we scaling back skincare or aren't we? But I think it's because I think we had something to do with it in a way, to be honest, because we kind of heard that they were cutting back the blue bottles, which are basically the 30-year-olds, and we're like, okay, you got rid of you're getting rid of the 30-year-old line, and you've gotten rid of the mark, which is like the late teens and 20s. So what do we sell to that demographic? And we saw the pretty pink bottles, which came out in Brazil or somewhere months ago, and we went, hey, what's up with that? Number one, we want it because it's pink, and number two, we need something to replace the 20 and 30-year-old lines. So, yeah. Love the bottles, like the choice and spokesperson. Just a little bit of a style icon lately. Yeah. Yeah, she's kind of taking the place of, Venus and Serena were really that 10 years ago. And then Serena has, a pretty successful clothing line on, I always forget if it's QVC or HSN. I want to say it's HSN, but I'm not positive. But there hasn't been anybody, the girl who dated Enrique Iglesias, but she fell off the face of the planet. So, yeah. They've been doing a good mix. It's almost like they're trying to do, it's like they're flipping back and forth between famous TV actor, famous athlete, actor, athlete, actor, athlete, But I think it's good that they're focusing on female athletes, too. I think that's an encouraging thing for women. Okay, so the social media advertising updates, here's what I want to say to you just in summary. It basically comes down to this. Number one, Avon does not want you basically stealing their copyrighted photographs and images. So they don't want you to be scanning their pictures from the catalog and then printing it out yourself and then doing your own advertising with it, or copying, pasting from the internet and that kind of stuff. They don't want you violating copyright laws. They have been trying to give us images that we are allowed to use through the little mini sites that they give us when a new product launches, and they give us the Facebook headers and the the cover photos and the header for Twitter and that kind of stuff, and blah blah blah. So just don't steal their pictures that they haven't authorized you to use and then you put it all over your blog or print your own banners, or a lot of people make their own flyers and they take those photos and they make their own flyers out of it, or even their own little Facebook spreads. Don't do that. It is a violation of copyright. So there's that. That's the first thing. The second thing is they do not want you to do any kind of national or regional advertising. So do not promote yourself in a national magazine like Glamour or a regional newspaper like, anything that's big, like the New York Times. Don't put yourself in the New York Times. Don't put yourself in a major publication. You're not allowed to do radio, and you're not allowed to do television. I feel like that's a little bit questionable because they take Avon reps all the time and do television spots like the Today Show, and they encouraged us as Mavens to connect with our local, news stations and stuff, and to do little news bits and whatever. So there's a fine line with that. But basically, what they don't want to happen is, number one, they don't want you to be some janked up hilljack wackadoo who just happens to have money and can afford to do an advertising campaign like a commercial and then blast yourself all over the United States and have people suddenly think that your crazy butt is the face of Avon. And because Avon doesn't do a lot of advertising, right? So somebody out there could have a ton of money and be able to afford to do all that advertising and be just a crazy Looney Tunes, and then all of a sudden people see them all over the place and think that that is Avon and that's the face of Avon, right? So Avon does not want that. They want to be in control of the image that's presented tied to their name. So that's why they don't want you showing up in major magazines or in some kind of national advertising campaign, because somebody could easily think that Avon made that crazy commercial where you pretend to be the crocodile hunter, and Avon, and they didn't, right? So they're trying to protect their reputation, which is why they're such sticklers with the logo and how you use it, and the fact that you're only allowed to buy T-shirts that say Avon from the companies that they have already approved, yada, yada, yada. At the same time, they also don't want you to be, I make the example of the crazy lunatic who might just happen to have enough money and make a crazy commercial, but at the same time, they don't want you to be such a good representation that the whole world flocks to you and you become the credible source, and they lose their market and all other reps lose their market because you are so amazing and successful. Same thing. They're trying to control their market, they're trying to control their brand and their image, and this is the only way they can do it. At the same time, they want as much free advertising as they can get, right? So they want you to have a blog. They want you to use social media. They want you to promote yourself locally, and put something in they want you to be successful, because if you don't sell, they don't make any money, right? If we don't sell stuff, they don't make money, and you have to advertise to find people and to sell. So, if you want to put something in your local telephone book, you can, blah, blah, blah. How much do I think they'll reinforce the posting of Avon pics and images on our Facebook? Well, I think it's going to depend on to be honest, on how successful you are at it and how much they like you. Just to be honest. Because if you are an amazingly successful rep, like, for example, our top 1%, we have our top 1% of recruiters, and you know who they are. And Avon does a lot of things for them to help keep them the 1%, because they need an image for other people to aspire to. And if those people struggle and there's nobody up there in the 1%, then nobody's going to want to do recruiting, right? So those people can get away with publishing a book about being the top, for Avon and blah, 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 blah. But if little old me says, you know what, I'm going to publish a book talking about my experience with Avon, I'm probably going to get in trouble, right? they're probably going to start sniffing around me and being like, who is this girl? And cutting me off. Okay? So there will be some times where they may make exceptions, and there will be some times where they're going to say, you can't do it. And who you are and the influence that you have and how successful you are and whether you are a part of their 1%, it's going to have a lot to do with that. And that's just being honest. That's just politics with business. You know, that's just the way that it is. If they start searching Avon stuff all over the internet and all they keep finding is me, and I'm doing a lot of copying and pasting, they're gonna probably have a problem, because I'm you know, I'm not the top 1%. I am honest about things, whether it's good or bad, and sometimes they might like what I have to say, and sometimes they might not they might not like what I have to say, and they might want to shut that down, right? So there's that. With the blog thing, they want you to advertise yourself. You know, a blog can be like a blogspot.com, but you can also buy a website and you can brand yourself and turn yourself into your own .com, right? So I have my original slushy.blogspot.com, right? .blogspot.com, and I can turn that into originalslushy.com if I want to. And that's okay. I can talk about Avon and I can advertise my Avon and my business on my originalslushy.com if I want to. What I can't do is I can't turn originalslushy.com into a store where I start advertising products on the store and there's a cart and people can put things in their cart and they can order it and I will pack it up in a box and I will ship it to them. Can't do that. The only place people are allowed to buy from you is hand-to-hand, face-to-face, or on your e-store. You cannot sell on eBay, you cannot sell on Amazon, you cannot make your own .com and sell directly on that site. You can link them back to your e-store. Like, you can talk about a product, you can review it, you can take some pictures, you can do, you know, tutorials, and you can put a link, buy your products here, that when they click it, takes you to your e-store. But you can't say, click this link and this product's automatically going to go into your cart on my .com, and I will myself pack it up in a box and ship it to you. Okay? Because, again, if you do that, number one, they're losing control of their brand and their logos. You know, number two, if you are super successful at it, then all of a sudden everybody buys stuff from you and everybody thinks that originalslushy.com is Avon, and they no longer think Avon.com is Avon, right? So that's why you can't do that, because they can't control their brand. They can't verify what you're selling. You know, they can't. I mean, somebody in a country who's not allowed to sell Avon yet can create a .com. They can gather from a dump empty Avon bottles and put who knows what inside of it and sell it as if it's an Avon product that way, right? They definitely don't want that to happen, which does happen, believe it or not. I mean, with all, not just with Avon, but with any brand out there. Any country where people cannot get something will suddenly become very creative in finding ways to sell it anyway, right? Especially when you're dealing with import-export restrictions and all that kind of thing. So that's basically what it comes down to. You know, it comes down to, don't sell anything any other way other than face-to-face or through your e-store. You know, don't do the transactions. Don't take the credit card payment. You know, don't let them pay you on your .com. Make them pay you through your e-store by credit card. Don't do anything that is going to misrepresent you as an employee of Avon instead of being an independent representative. That's another thing. They don't want anybody to think I'm here telling you all my opinions and giving you all this information. Avon does not want anybody for 1 second to think that I am an employee of Avon and I am telling it, you know, I'm telling it like it is. They want everybody to be very clear and understand that I am an independent representative. I'm independent of them. I have a contract with them to sell their products, but I am not their employee. I do not represent them. You know, what I say is my opinion. It is not Avon's opinion, right? Okay, so you with me on that? And they're basically telling you now that they're going to start cracking down on this stuff more. Okay, so now whether they actually will or not, I don't know, but they want you to be afraid, be very afraid. Yeah, Avon needs to advertise more. Yeah, and you know, when Mark came out, or around the time when Mark was created, that was a big thing that reps were saying, like, we want to see more advertising. So they did more, and then they back off, and they do more. You know, it's a big expense. And Avon, I mean, they're not stupid. They want us to do the advertising for them for free. Right? They want you to talk about their products all over the place because they want, you know, they want to get brand recognition that way. Yeah, and I do think they'll give you warnings. I think they'll give you an opportunity to clean it up. Like they'll say, hey, you're not allowed to do that. Go delete all those posts and you're fine, kind of thing. I think they'll, you know, depending on how bad your violation is, you know, shut down that eBay site you have. Yeah, and a lot of times when you see those eBay sellers, I mean, sometimes those eBay sellers are people who bought all kinds of product and couldn't sell it, and now they're just trying to get rid of it. You know, they're just trying to get a little bit of their money back. But a lot of times it's the fraudsters who are filling empty bottles or making their own fake bottles, and it's not even Avon products. You don't have to apologize, Michelle. That's what this is about. It's why it's a hangout, so we can all kind of talk about it. That's why I do it live. Yeah, auction sites are going to be hard to police. Yeah. Well, and the truth is, most of those people that are selling on those, the majority of them are not Avon reps. You know what I mean? That's why it's black market. Now, they might be buying in large quantity from Avon reps. Like, it's very common to have somebody who lives in the Philippines, for example, have a family member who lives in the United States buy things in quantity and ship it down there to them, and then they sell it because they can't order it direct. You know, I'm just using the Philippines as an example. Don't anybody, you know, if you live in the Philippines or something, don't be offended. I'm just you know, pulling a country out off the top of my head. You know, that kind of thing is very, very common. So you'll get somebody here in the United States who will either buy it in bulk or they'll become a representative and order it in bulk, and then they'll send it down there to the country that can't get it or can't be a representative yet, and then they sell it in their little market or, you know, whatever they have going on down there, basically on the black market. That kind of thing happens. So, or they create a website, you know, but a lot of times they're not ordering it direct. I mean, that's what a lot of the fraudsters are doing. You know, when you get that email that says, oh, hey, I work for a modeling agency and I want 50 bottles of perfume and I want 50 bottles of this and I want 50 bottles of that. And, you know, that's what a lot of that is. And sometimes they're buying it with fake credit cards. Sometimes they're buying it with legitimate cash, but that's the whole point of those scams, is they're getting a bunch of free product and they're probably not actually paying you for it, and then they take it to wherever and they sell it on the black market. So, you know, Shell says one of their top sellers had her account closed because she was selling over $100,000 on eBay. Yeah. So, I mean, that's the basis of it. They don't want anybody to confuse you for being their voice, which is why you have to say, you know, my name is Shannon. I'm an Avon independent sales representative. That's why your email has to indicate that. That's why you can't just say, I'm Shannon, your Avon lady, you know, and that kind of stuff. That's why you can't just use the Avon name however you want to use it. They're trying to control their brand, and they're trying to control the image of their brand, and they're trying to control who you turn to for information about their brand. You know, if I'm a super duper successful person and I put national advertising all over the place and the whole world thinks I'm the be all end all and they start coming to me instead of going to Avon directly for their questions, then Avon has lost control of their company and it's now become my company, right? They don't want that to happen. Even though they want us to be successful, they don't want us to take over. They want as much free advertising as they can get, but they want to make sure that people understand that, you know, understand the difference. So they do want you using social media. They do want you to have a blog. They do want you to promote yourself and promote your business and promote the products. They just have specific things that they don't want you to do, and they just have to have guidelines in order to be able to control it. So, now, I'm going to let everybody decide, and I don't think the person who asked me to cover this is here today. So I'm gonna leave it up in the air. If you guys want me to go through the rules kind of bit by bit, sort of like we did with the privacy rules before, the privacy guidelines. If you want me to like break it down and kind of go through bit by bit over time, I'm happy to do that. If you feel like you get it now, or if you feel like I answered the questions that you kind of had already, and you're good with it, then we'll just plow forward and just leave it be. So if you have questions, ask me, and and again, I'm giving you my interpretation of it. So if you really need to know something for sure, like if you're about to pay money for some kind of big banner or car sticker or something and you just don't know, you know, you ask your district manager or ask, you know, somebody who is employed by Avon and get the legit final answer, because I am not employed by Avon. I'm just telling you, you know, the common sense, here's what I think. Okay? And if you're ordering that kind of stuff, t-shirts, hats, bags, car stickers, signs to put in your yard, make sure you do it through the authorized companies that Avon already has approved, and do it through youravon.com. So, because I think they're going to crack down on some of those. There are reps who have started their own side business of making like the car windows, stickers, and that kind of stuff. And I think they're going to crack down on some of those people. I think they're going to crack down on businesses that are using their logo that haven't been approved to do it. So, like, if you're not ordering your t-shirts through Town & Country, you're ordering them through somebody else, and a lot of people are ordering them through this other somebody else, you're probably going to find out that somebody else gets in trouble. That business gets in trouble for using the Avon logo without permission. All right, so that's it. That's all I got for you guys, which is, you know, 2 hours worth of stuff. So we stretched it out anyway, didn't we? Wasn't a lot to talk about, but we still squeezed in the full 2 hours. I just like hanging out with you guys. That's all. Can't help it. I like my mavens. I like my Avon reps. Like hanging out with my girls and the guys. Just can't control myself. Okay, so if you got any questions, post them on the Maven page. You can ask me on the IM page. You can send me a direct message. Before we go, two things. One thing is I have the next meeting is supposed to be on June 28th at 11 o'clock, as always. Problem is, my niece's birthday party is that day. So let me take a poll really quick. We can either change the time, like make it a lot earlier, which I know is hard for some of you, because I know it's early anyway, but especially for somebody like on the West Coast. Or just the next time, I can just film it in advance and just upload it, schedule it for 11 o'clock, and it just won't be live. But I'll just do it the same way I would normally do it. It would just be pre-filmed. So what's your opinion on that? Would you rather do it just this one time earlier, or would you rather me record it ahead of time and you can just watch it whenever you want? Does anybody have an opinion on that? Yeah. Yeah, it's sad that we have to order from some of those companies, because some of those companies I don't think does such a great job of promoting Avon either. Like, you know, I mean, Town and Country does a lot of good things, and then sometimes I see shirts and I'm like, that is the ugliest shirt I've ever seen and does not look good on anyone. Yeah, it's hit or miss sometimes. I think that's something else that they should look into, even more options, but I'm sure they've got major contractual obligations related to that. They might even be Avon might even be making some money on the back end of those purchases too. So you just never know what kind of agreements they've made with those companies. I'm not saying they do, or even implying necessarily that they do. I'm just saying it's a possibility. It does happen in business that could be arranged. Okay, so what do you think about next time? Is it okay if I just record it ahead of time just this one time? Or do you want to meet earlier? And if you want to meet earlier, tell me what time, because I don't want to come here and talk to myself by myself. So I want to make sure it's a time that you guys can be here. Just pre-film. Okay. All right, so just the next time, it's still going to be at 11 o'clock, so if you've got it in your calendar already, I will have it ready to watch next time at 11 o'clock. And then the next live time after that will be turd. I might have a problem for the time after that too. Summer gets busy in the schedules. Well, the next time will be July 12th. That might be pre-recorded too. And the next time after that is the 26th, which I do not have anything else on the schedule so far. All right. Well, okay. So the next time, probably I'll record it ahead of time. I will schedule it to go live at 11 a.m. Eastern time as always. Still comment along, and still throw out your tips, and still, give your advice, and still say what you think, like it, don't like it, like we always do, and I will still come back and respond to that stuff too. It's just going to be pre-recorded for the next time. And, that's all. There was one other thing. What was the other thing? Was that it? No, there was something else. No, I can't think of it. Well, I always have to forget at least one thing, or it just wouldn't be me, would it? Yeah, so ask your questions if you have them. Facebook, which is Facebook.com/group/IamMoney, all one word. Come join that if you haven't yet. And, oh, before we go, I know what it was. Ooh, I remembered. I want to know what your accomplishments are. We'll do that last. We'll do that right now. What'd you do this week? I know Michelle said she did dropped books and she got a bunch of new customers and a new rep, so thumbs up. What did you do that you're happy about? Anybody got anything? Nothing? Come on. You did something good. Did you sell a product for the first time? Like, hey, I sold one of those lip glosses. I've never sold that before. Michelle's headed to the pool. You can hand out catalogs to everybody that's laying out and forgot their book, right? Like, you look like you're bored laying out, roasting in the sun. Here's a catalog to look at. All right, ladies. Michelle didn't get her Florida trip. Oh, she got an award at the PC Gala. Whoop, whoop. Is anybody getting close to President's Club that's not President's Club yet? Getting close? Will any of these stock up opportunities, the triple dollars, is that going to push you over? I think people are getting close. All right. I'll see you guys next time. You know how to find me if you got questions. Bye, girls.